Hello, I'm Jerry. These next couple of videos I'm pre-recording to pass along during the weekend because I'm going to be too busy moving some family members. Before I get started, what I'm going to do is pick back up where we left off after Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead. So we'll read from John 11:45 to 57 if we can get through that much. But before we do, I want to give just a brief word about the Pharisees and the Sadducees. They're mentioned in the Bible, and if you don't go and do a little study, you think, oh, who are these people? So the Pharisees and the Sadducees were two influential Jewish religious groups during the time of Jesus, but they differed sharply in beliefs and practices. The Pharisees, they were strict observers of both the written law, Torah, and the oral traditions passed down through the generations. They believed in the resurrection of the dead, angels, and life after death. The Pharisees were generally respected by the common people and focused on personal piety and purity. The Sadducees, they were a smaller, wealthier, and more politically powerful group, often connected with the priestly and temple class. They accepted only the written law of Moses, the Torah, and rejected oral traditions. So unlike the Pharisees, they denied the resurrection, angels, and spiritual beings. If you read through the Old Testament, you're going to see those two groups mentioned quite a bit. So let me go to John 11, and I'll start with verse 45. Now I'll back up to verse 44. And he that was dead came forth, bound hand and foot with grave clothes, and his face was bound about with a napkin. And Jesus said unto them, Loose him, and let him go. Then many of the Jews which came to Mary and had seen the things which Jesus did believed on him. But some of them went their way to the Pharisees and told them what things Jesus had done. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, What do we? For this man doeth many miracles. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation. So they're worried about their own skin, their own position, if you would. And one of them, named Caiaphas, being the high priest that same year, said unto them, Ye know nothing at all, nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation shall perish not. And this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus should die for that nation, and not for that nation only, but that also he should gather together one the children of God that were scattered abroad. Then from that day forth they took counsel together for to put him to death. Jesus therefore walked no more openly among the Jews, but went thence into a country near to the wilderness, into a city called Ephraim, and there continued with his disciples. And the Jews' Passover was nigh at hand, meaning near at hand. And many went out of the country up to Jerusalem before the Passover to purify themselves. That's one of the things to participate in the Passover, you had to be pure. Then sought they for Jesus, and spoke among themselves as they stood in the temple, What think ye, that he will not come to the feast? Now both the chief priests and the Pharisees had given a commandment that if any man knew where he were, he should show it, and they might take him. So that's the end of chapter 11. Hope you like that. Hope it blesses you. Go read it for yourself. I kind of had to go through it fast for time's sake. But take some time and read through it slowly. It's a great book, great chapter. Love you. Bye.